So this was the basic sort of pitch, chip over a bunker, 30-ish, 40 yards. First thing you've got to do is look at the lie of the ball. There's 3 or 4 different combinations of lie that could dictate which club you're going to take. The technique doesn't really change in terms of what we're going to deal with in terms of that left hip, as we'll discuss in a second, but it could be lob wedge, sand line, gap wedge, pitching wedge. If it's sat really fluffy, sat on top of the grass, almost like a tea peg, too much loft, you go under it. And I don't think your brain will allow you to hit the ball that hard to only go that far. And then when the ball's sat up that much, it's catching top part of the clubs on a dead strike, you're losing full momentum.
So is it 52 or a pitching wedge?
Yeah, I go almost a pitching wedge if it's really, really sat up.
Yeah.
If it's just a goodish lie or a tight lie, then you probably need a bit more loft with your lob wedge or your sand down, okay? Yeah. Other conditions that can affect the type of club you're going to use, winter to summer. Yeah. Summertime now, the ground being a bit firmer, you probably need a bit more height. Right. Winter time, the ball's going to sit down and stop with a 3-wood, so you don't need to be sending the ball up into the gods. And the lower the shot generally is hit, the easier it is to control and the less that can go wrong. So if you can bring the ball flight down, where possible, do that. Okay? But in terms of the setup, if you look at the left-hand one now, this is the sort of the wrong one. As you hit this golf ball now, your club you can see bottoms at basically there. Okay? So your centre of your chest now, behind the ball. Okay? What we got you to do now, that this is your setup before here, now this is the move you can see now you're going to make. There. It's that hip side. So you're not sort of tilting, you're just moving your left hip now over to your left side. Yeah. So rather than being kind of a straight line on your right leg, you're going to end up a straighter line on your left leg. Okay, that's what that basically is more of a straight side on your left side, which will encourage then the club to be coming down a better angle. So as you swing this club back now, when you hit the golf ball, you can see your club now is bottoming out. When you zoom in there, bottoming out now between where the frame is there, so probably just about there, that club's bottoming out, middle of your stance, as opposed to at the back there, which has got no future. Ball sat like a mushroom, probably get away with it. It would glide with that bit of grass there. The ball's still high up in the air. You'll play a reasonable shot, which I think was the first shot you did play with that technique, wasn't the ball? We agreed the ball was sat like on the tee bag. Okay, so making sure we get that in. As long as your arms keep going through, that wrist flick that you sort of said you were worried about in the past isn't a problem. You're just going to slip that club underneath the golf ball, play a nice shot. As long as the arms keep moving. So the arms stop. And I think when we got closer to the bunker and the shot therefore became shorter, you try to stop the swing by using less arms, and you sort of flinched and tensed your arms. It's still the same swing, it's just a smaller arm swing back and through. So if you want to go less distance, you swing to here rather than up there. That's all that would change, is the length of your swing of your arms, not I'm going to stop them completely and just fling the wrist, okay? But other than that, get that weight on the left side, depending on what you've got in terms of length of swing, okay? To talk about the difficult shots, we said, when there's a couple you have where you're sort of 1 foot in the bunker, 1 foot out, always look to see where you can stand with a normal flat stance. So what would your stance look like relative to the flag with both feet on dry land, on the ground, okay? And if we sort of draw a line in that, if your target is, say, that blue line here and your ball is here, if your feet have to aim over there, aim everything over there but the club face, aim the club face there, you swing it along that green line and the ball will kind of go towards your target. With more open club face, you'll add loft, it will therefore go less distance. So you might want to take a wedge or a 9 or a different club. If you're going to go the reverse of that and aim your feet over here and the body over this way and aim your club to target, it will go lower. So therefore you probably want your lob wedge, I would say, potentially minimum. Okay. So this could be a situation. Now there's 2 sort of situations where you might want to do this. Okay. Number one, say there's an edge of a bunker here now, and your golf ball's kind of on the edge there, and your left foot would want to sort of go in the bunker there. Your right foot there just doesn't feel comfortable. Okay. But 1 foot there, 1 foot there, aim to the left, and then hit the golf ball over there. The other option, if there's something behind you, so if there's a tree behind you, you could just aim your body to make a swing to the right.
So if you think of that again.
For example, if you were a tree, as you're stood there, if I'm here going to, I can't swing, so okay, well, I can swing now. Turn the club face there, and then you go where you want to go. So if there's obstacles in your way, trees, wall, I mean, there's not many courses, are there any walls on the golf course that are getting on the way, or banks or something?
But would you, on that, and brilliant, again, I think that's brilliant, I hadn't thought about the trees, often by trees. But would you hit like a 6-iron, hood or
I think a hooded 6-iron would be so de-lofted it probably wouldn't get up in the air. So if you're de-lofting it, your threshold, I think, would probably be about 7 or 8 iron, I would say.
Okay.
Depending on how hooded you're going to do it. When you go lofted, you could probably go to any club, to be fair, because you're adding loft to the golf club. To be honest with you, it's shots you go to practice, and I think I would say sometimes perhaps go on the grass out there, give yourself a reasonable lie to start with, maybe put one a little tip if you want to, but just aim 50 yards left with everything, swing 50 yards left, and just have the club face aiming 50 yards, see what the ball does. It'll go very high, very right, and then aim 50 yards right, swing 50 yards right, and turn the club face in. See what you get. You'll get 2 different ball flights, but they might end up going towards the same kind of spot, one low hooded and one high faded. So I think, and with that as well, you'll get a lot of experience and knowledge of what the club face is going to be doing. So that's quite a good practice to do. So yeah, the example I'm thinking of would be the on the first of the button on the left, the bank up on the left there, where if you were sort of beyond the flag and you couldn't swing because that mound's in the back, and if you're on the pathway you get a relief off the path, but potentially your relief could be dropping it into the rubbish. Because it's nearest point of relief, isn't it? Not just off to the side. So it might be better aiming with the path, aiming towards the 18th green, for example, turn the club face in and just doink them behind you. So again, a bit of food for thought with different shots that you may come up 5 times a year. Who knows? But if you've got that understanding of certain shots there,
light bulb has come on you now.
Exactly. There'll be some shots you've had them in the last 3 or 4 rounds. I could have used that shot probably. That wasn't that tree there. I could have done this. And I think once you understand the concept of what club face does, as we said, in a bunker, the club is not hitting the ball. So it doesn't really matter to some extent where the face does aim. If you square the club or de-loft it, it's more of a dig. So your plug lie. So if we sort of draw some lines here again now, if this is a bunker, okay, if I use a green ball, so if the ball is sat on top of the sand like so, you want your club to be coming in and just digging like so. Nice shallow divot, the club goes under the ball, ball pops out. If your ball is buried, and you go on that yellow line and you're thinning the ball in the middle. So now you want the club to dig a bit more to go underneath that ball, so your divot will be more V-shaped and steeper, So if you're the second green circle there, that ball plugged, sort of fried egg as they call it sometimes, you need more dig. Okay, the ball's sat on top of the sand, glance in, bounce, use the loft to club. Does that all make sense?
Yeah, definitely does.
Excellent, so good stuff, mate.
Okay.